Flushed it all down, man. Flushed it all down. How you guys doing? Looking good, looking good. Yeah, so some of you have heard about my story, but you're gonna hear it again right now. So, I grew up, man, just dreaming about stuff like this, big stages, big concerts, and just rock and roll. I had Maiden posters and Motley Crue, all that good stuff, or whatever you want to call it, hanging up in my room, and I just worshiped music. That's all I wanted to get into. And I met the guys in Korn when I was about probably 14. We started just jamming around Bakersfield, start getting into bands and stuff. Long story short, we separated when we were 18 and we hooked back up in our early 20s. And found Jonathan Davis, and we got a record deal. We just went for it, and it just started blowing up right away. We got on tours with like Ozzy Osbourne, and Metallica, Rage Against the Machine, and stuff like that. And it was fun, at the beginning. It was exciting. All the band members were getting along, and life was good for a little while. I was drunk the whole time. It's kind of a blur, but it was it was a rock star dream coming true. And the drugs started creeping in a little bit though, and things started getting a little dark and stuff. The band started getting a little bit just kind of dividing a little bit. People were competing over girls backstage, all that junk, and it was just like juvenile. But around that time, when the band started separating a little bit as friends, we all got married. All the girls were coming out to the shows, and for some reason we got married, and we wanted it all. We wanted the party with the girls, and we wanted wives and families at home, so we all started families and stuff. And the woman I married, Rebecca, me and her weren't that good for each other. She was just wild, man. She was a scrapper. She broke with a bunch of boys that she used to just thump on me, and like we'd get in fights, she'd beat me up, and it was a bad relationship. But somehow we stuck together, and she had our baby girl in 1998, Janaea, and things were cool for a while there, but just the non-stop touring, man, I couldn't stop drinking because it looked like a Coors Light commercial. Everywhere I went, it was all these frozen beers everywhere, and I was like, my tongue is hanging out, dripping. It looked so good to me all the time, so I couldn't stop drinking. So I'd come home, I'd be all hungover, and then we started dibble-dabbling with methamphetamines and stuff, and when I would hit the road, Rebecca would still do it. She turned into kind of a tweaker, on the stuff, and she was home with the baby, and just some dark times started coming, man, and she ended up hooking up with the skinhead guy, and she left our family, and she left the kid with a babysitter one weekend when I was coming home off a Metallica tour. And I just couldn't believe it, man. My heart shattered. I was like, I lost my wife. I know that we were bad for each other, and I was treating her bad, but she left her daughter, and I was just sitting there, all an alcoholic, drug addict, as a single dad. And I was so broken. I was broken inside. I was like, what do I do? So I took the kid on the road and just went for it, and tried to juggle both of them. I got a nanny, and I hated my wife for what she did to the kid, and that skinhead guy, man. I wanted to kill him. I mean, a couple months. Guys, just picture this. A couple months after she left me, I see her. She's with the skinhead guy, and she had some surgery, and she's looking like Pamela Anderson, if you know what I mean. And this guy's like, just totally ripped my life off. And took my wife and the mother of my child, and I'm like, I wanted to kill him. I knew people that used to be in gangs and stuff, and I was just so coked up and just, I was going out of my mind. But I hated her. She was the biggest junkie, the loser and scum of the earth, and I was like, I'll never end up like that. A year later, I got hooked on meth. I turned into a junkie. I was in Korn, touring all over the world. I was packing my meth into deodorant. I was coming into countries where they said penalty by death if you like even a little bit of marijuana, and I was like, kill me, I don't care. What's this life about? My wife just bailed on us. I'm miserable. I can't stop drinking. My kid's gonna grow up. She's gonna be miserable. I got everything I want. I'm a rock star. I'm touring all over the world. I got millions of dollars. I got all the cars I want, everything I want. But it was just, well, life didn't sense, man. And around that time, I was a closet speed user, and I was still doing, to the world, it looked like I was doing good, you know, with the music, and I was also doing some real estate stuff. I had some real estate partners that were Christians, and they reached out to me, and because I was complaining all the time, you know, when you become friends.